Hey Remarkables, so it is day 8 and I'm going to give you something today that is going to really help you up-level your business in ways that you cannot imagine. What if I told you that today's tip is going to help you get better control of your business, save you lots of time, and give you better customer engagement? You'd want it, right? Yeah. Okay. If you're new to my channel, you are watching The Social Life. I'm Ashlee Tate, your strategic communications consultant, and I talk to you all about profit, purpose, and productivity so that you can live a remarkable life and build a remarkable business. So let's jump right into this video and I will explain what this magical tool I'm going to talk to you about today. We are going to be talking all about automation. It's like the best thing that was ever given to us as business owners. I love it, I love it, I love it. I use it in so many different ways in my business. So today I'm going to talk to you about, obviously, why you should have automation in your business, the different types of ways you can include automation into your business, and a couple of caveats that you just want to keep in mind before you get started with building automation into your business. So if you're ready to get into that, let's go. The first thing I want to jump into is why you need automation for your business, why it's helpful to you, and why you might want to consider actually adding this in. So we are on our day 8 of the 20 days off, and the reason I'm talking to you about it right now is because I want you to be able to spend time during the next few days to actually start to think about your automation process that you can add in. And then next week, we'll have you implement that so that you can actually get started and see how it works and do all the things and experience the joy of having automation in your business. Now, this may seem really simple. I know a lot of us have heard of automation before. This is probably nothing new, and you may actually already have some things in your business that you're doing. But the biggest thing that automation can do is really streamline some of the tasks that you do over and over and over and over, similar to batching, if you've heard of time batching, doing the same task over and over and over so that you don't have to keep starting and stopping a different task and then going back and starting over. You can just have everything that you need right there and get started. So automation is the same way. You set it up once and then you don't have to set it up anymore. You just check in on it to make sure that it's still working and that you're still getting some of the results that you want. You're watching the numbers, things like that. Now, some of the most successful businesses, actually, I would say most of the most successful businesses really rely a lot on automation. Now, this doesn't mean that you should automate every single piece of your business, especially not the pieces that require genuine connection or require you to actually be the person to respond to something. But in the case of customer management or relationship management, any of those types of things, you do need some areas of automation. And the reason that I say this is because you get emails all the time, or you're sending out emails and sometimes people hit reply. I've been guilty of this before. People hit reply and you don't have just a standard reply that you give back to let people know that you did get their email and that you will respond to it at some point, and it just turns people off. So I don't want you guys to be in that same position, and the email situation is huge. One of the best pieces of automation that I've ever added into my business has been the email automation that you can actually just set up a series and let people go through that series to kind of get an idea of what your brand is all about, who you are, why you're here, let them know a little something about who you are outside of your business side and the side that they may know via YouTube or social media, just personalizing it a little bit more. But you can't do that every single time you add someone into your funnel. So the 3 main things I want to talk about today that I would like you to automate for your business over this period of time is 1, a series. And that's a series of emails that basically explain who you are, welcoming them to your brand, and telling them a little bit about who you are, maybe your expertise, how you started, your story. And then your next one might say something like, I have a little surprise for you that I'm going to be giving you in a couple of days, and just kind of letting them know to look out for your next email. And then your next one may be something where you share 3 things about yourself that maybe they don't know, something a little quirky about you, something interesting, something you don't generally talk about on your videos or on something of a more public platform. And what that does is it just gives a little insight for your customer to get to know you a little bit better on a more personal level. And then they feed right into your weekly or daily or monthly newsletter instead of having to wait for that next week or month newsletter that you come out with. They've already been getting a nurturing sequence from you, this series that I'm referring to. And it makes all the difference in how connected people feel to your brand, even though you didn't have the chance or time to stop and speak to them directly. So that's one thing I want you to think about, is setting up that series. And generally you can find these series or sequences inside of your email service provider. And I would say I recommend Aweber and ConvertKit if you're interested in setting up a website. But those are the two main places that I know for sure you can set up a series and that are good providers for you. And no, they are not sponsoring this video, so this is just my own personal feeling. One of the other things that automation can do for your business is truly increase your sales. The reason that we want to obviously increase our sales is because that increases our profit. And with the idea that we can be getting lots of people in our sleep coming to our business and coming to our brand, we want to make sure that we're able to actually, bring those people in and connect with them and get them the information they want. And the way that you're able to do that is through automation at all times. So whether this is through email or whether you have a pipeline set up and you understand exactly where people are and what information they need depending on how your pipeline is set up, you are allowed to then give people who are in the cold lead stage the type of information they want, or you're in a stage where you need to nurture that relationship a little bit further, and maybe they've interacted with your email or they've interacted with some piece of your social media or some piece on your blog, and you're able to actually take them where you want them to go by directing them on where to push and what to press and what to answer, which allows you to give them the information they need in order to move forward in your pipeline. One of the big ways that I use the automation piece for my nonprofit is through event registration. Event registration can be tedious, it can be tough, it can be overwhelming, and the best thing that you can do is use some sort of software that will allow you to save time for event registration and also event reminders. So when it comes time to set up your event and you need to start selling tickets, sometimes it'll be able to hook into Facebook and send your information to Facebook so that your friends and family can see that you have an event coming up. And then when they register, it will also take their email so that it can send out an email right before the event comes and maybe a week before and remind them of the event so that you don't deal with no-shows or not getting the payment you were supposed to get or any of the other issues that come along with setting up an event. So something that I would recommend for automation as far as event would be something like Eventbrite, or having something on your website that is some sort of software that will allow you to collect information from the people that are trying to purchase your tickets. Now, something you may have thought about or may have considered in the past is video. So video doesn't always have to be used for something public. Videos can be created to create automation for your business in a way that is just allowing you to stop repeating yourself over and over and over again, which basically allows you to compile a video library for your business on how you do specific things, what the process is, what the systems are, how to onboard a client, or actually use it for the onboarding of a new board member or a new client or a new team member. And there are lots of ways that you can use video within your business as a tool for automation. So automation doesn't always have to be a software or something you need to purchase or something that's already created. Sometimes it can be as simple as using an app like If This Then That. And what that allows you to do is if you have something you want to happen after someone engages with your social media post or engages with an email or any sort of content on your website, then you can direct them to a specific thing. And all of these tools just help you save time. They help you set up something one time and not have to worry about it again. Now I want to move into the caveats. So the big thing about the automation process is that there are two major things that you want to keep in mind before you start automating. The first thing is you need to know your process before you even start to automate. You need to know how your process works so that you can then correctly match up with the type of software or the type of automation process you're going to set up to help your system. But you have to have a base knowledge of what that system does and how it works from beginning to end. And lastly, you want to test your automation, because the worst thing that can happen, and I've had this happen to me before too, is that you set up the automation and people are getting all kinds of crazy things and you didn't realize that this was happening because you didn't see it on the back end, and it's just a big disaster and it doesn't look good. So I now employ my mom to make sure, or my friend, to make sure that systems work, and they have to go through the system all the way through so that I know that it actually works. So that's why now during this 20 days off period is a great time to actually do that. Set up your automation system, find someone that you trust to actually go through the system for you, the process, see where there are some kinks or where it doesn't actually pan out well, or if the tool isn't working correctly for you, so that you can focus on that process, get it set up, and let it ride. So just to leave you with a couple more ideas on what you can do and how you can use automation in your business, I want to just say things like bringing on a new customer, keeping up with birthdays, which is a great way to make connections with new customers, current customers, past customers, and just to stay top of mind with people in general. Creating surveys and referral processes that end after maybe a course or after reading some sort of information from you or content, any sort of engagement on social media. If you have something that's automated from that in your email or however you have it set up, there are so many ways that automation is huge for your business. And I promise you, it will change the way you do business. So what I want you to do for day 8 is I want you to stop and look at your processes, look at your systems, and see what can be automated. What is something that you do all the time? And automation can even be something as simple as writing up a process that you do over and over and over, and just writing it out step by step by step, so that if it's not you doing it, it can be someone else. An example of this would be creating a YouTube video and writing out the process of, the type of font that you use, or how high you like the volume of your music, or what type of intro you have, or whatever. All of the pieces that make up your process, you'll realize you do it over and over and over again. And putting it into a streamlined process, into even just a document, is a huge piece of saving time and managing your business. So do not underestimate that. Make sure you make the time to do this, and I promise you will see such a difference in your business. So today seems pretty simple, but really all we're gonna do is we're gonna go through our business. We're gonna look at all the processes. I want you guys to write them all down, and I want you to then try to see what processes you need. When you onboard a client, what exactly do you do with a new client, a new donor, a new customer, a new email subscriber? What is it that you're saying to them? How long are they in that funnel? How long are they in that process? Those are the type of things that will really up-level your business and make such a difference in how much time you're spending in actually creating more content and actually focusing on the growth of your business rather than working in your business. Because tasks that you have to keep doing over and over on a daily basis, a monthly basis, any of those things, over and over, really do sap your time, they zap your energy. It's just not, that's not the entrepreneurial way. And that's what we're doing over these 20 days. So we want to make sure that we really focus in on being the entrepreneur and working on the business. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to know if there's an area of your business that you are considering automating, or that you've been thinking about automating for a while, but you just didn't know how. And now you're going to get started and really focus in on that for day 8. So get out there and unleash your something amazing, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.